And welcome back to Proline, everybody. We're going to talk some more NFL football in just a moment. Last week we sat here and we told you about this great run we're on in football. No matter whether playing Canada or the U.S., we remain with the same song this week, folks. 6-2 in NFL preseason action, 17-0 in the CFL, and we hit the Arena Football Championship. That's a 24-2 run with our last 26 football releases. If you want to be a part of the winning action, all you have to do is call me toll-free this week. I'm giving away the weekend free in both the CFL and the NFL. Just call 1-800-521-1872, 800-521-1872, as we look to extend our run, which now sits at 24-2. Don't miss out. Now, in this game, and I'm not a big angles player, but when it comes to preseason football, I tend to give more credence to these long-standing angles. Well, I've got one that goes back to the 80s. It fits this particular game. It's about a 75% winning spread mark since the late 80s. So I'm going to reserve my selection on this side for my personal service if you call in for it, and I'll let you and Glenn battle this one out.
All right. Well, let's first talk about Chad Johnson, who has announced to the world that he's going back to becoming the old Chad Johnson. He's already putting aside money for fines. He said that. He said, I'm going to celebrate, and I'm going to be whatever. And you know what? It's probably a good thing for the team. I thought that team was, the Bengals had a lot of issues last year, obviously, off the field issues. I think Johnson needs to be kind of that fun guy that livens things up. They were a dead franchise last year. The team just didn't have any life to them. And I actually think that while I'm not a fan of showboating, selfish players, I think that Chad Johnson's doing this with a purpose in mind, to keep this team loose and excited and hopefully get them rolling again. They were a big disappointment last year. Marvin Lewis, I think, had some heat on him this year to produce because of all the off-the-field problems that the team's had. And I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I don't like the looks of the Cincinnati offensive line. I think that could be a problem area for them. It looks to me like this team may have had a great window of opportunity last year and let it slip by because of all the distractions. Meanwhile, the Saints, wow, this is an exciting football team. I mean, you talk about one of the most explosive backfields that you're going to find on a football field. Drew Brees, the Deuce, and Reggie Bush, and some great receivers. Oftentimes we see teams that take that one big step forward, and then they slip backward the next year. And New Orleans kind of fits that profile of the team that's supposed to do that. I don't know that they're going to. I mean, they could be a very good football team again, especially in their division, which doesn't look to be very strong.
You know, last week, I mean, it was a 13-10 final against Buffalo, but don't be fooled. I mean, this team rolled up about 320 yards of offense to like 210 for Buffalo. A couple of turnovers was the big difference here. But, every year you look for one thing in particular, or a couple things that really pique your interest. And for me, it's Marvin Lewis. I mean, this is a guy who's built his reputation as a defensive genius, a real mastermind. And, of course, last year, hey, Marvin, I mean, this team, dead last in pass defense. I think 29th out of 31 teams overall defense. Some changes have to be made. I mean, it's got to be a dramatic turnaround this year. They've got plenty of offense. I don't think there's any problem with that. But if there was any advantage here on this team, I think with this matchup, I think it's the going back to the first thing you might look at, quarterback rotations. I think that New Orleans has a little bit of edge with their second-team quarterback as opposed to Cincinnati. Not again, though, a tough game for me. Nothing that I find terribly interesting.
I've got a side on the game myself, but I also think the over may be worth a shot here. You get low totals in the preseason. The Bengals are going to put points on the board basically against anybody, and I still don't trust their defense. And I think New Orleans would like to show more offense than they showed last week. So I get the feeling you're not going to be seeing 35-32 in the NFL preseason, but it doesn't take that to get it over the total. I think you might get 40 points scored in this game, and that's
I think Breeze had a big game, and then they came in with Palco, the kid out of Pittsburgh, who actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, as I mentioned, the number 2 guy, Jamie Martin. This is a guy. Nobody's going to confuse him with Brett Favre, but this guy's been around 13 years. He knows the offense. He knows how to move.
He could have a dogfight in his hand to keep that number 2 spot
against Palco.
Palco's a guy who's got a lot of skills coming out of Pittsburgh. I'm not sure he got a chance to really showcase them properly, and a team that just didn't seem to know what to do with the weapons they had. And he could be a guy who's better at this level. All right, let's once again tell you about the free offers we've got this weekend. I'll tell you about mine first. All my action plays in the personal service. It's been good so far. I usually do very well in the preseason. And there's no cost for this, so you may as well just make the phone call and get the free plays. 1-800-547-4224. You're looking at least 3 free selections. Could be 5 or 6, depending on what games are like as the week progresses. 1-800-547-4224. Mr. CFL?
CFL, NFL Arena. Just make the call. Got goalpost, you get smash mouth. 1-800-521-1872. It's a free weekend of pro football, and we're going to throw in a game of the month. We already cashed our TKO game of the month a couple of weeks ago with Pittsburgh over the Saints. You don't want to miss out. 800-521-1872.
I tell you what, I've been telling you for years on the Proline show, big plays mean big winners at primetime sports. Last week, no different. First week of the preseason, 4 upper-level plays, hit 3 of the 4 for a nice 9 units of profit. Give me a call this week. It's my preseason dog of the year, and it's free. 1-800-531-7069. 1-800-531-7069. My dog of the year in preseason action, free from me to you.
I just want to remind everybody that, college football is just around the corner. And right at the website right now, you got comprehensive college football reports. This is, to me, it's way better than picking up a magazine at the newsstand, which was published back in April sometime, and it has old news in it. It's current, it's up to date, and it's really good stuff, and it's all free at the website. So make sure and check it out. Get yourself armed and ready to go for college football. Scott Spreitzer, Glenn McGrew, myself, Dave Koch. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Proline. We hope you are as well.